Hey guys, Rick here, and I'm doing a little bit of movie magic and some time travel between videos because today we are going to unbox a $400 video game. Oh boy. Oh man. So yeah, we're gonna get into that in a second. I am not exactly like an expert collector of rare games or anything. I collect games a bit, kind of as a mild hobby, but I haven't really gone in depth to really like scour out the rare ones. Up to this point, the rarest and most expensive game that I've ever bought is Mega Man X3 for the Super Nintendo. This cost me about $300, I think. The Saturn version, very easy to get, very cheap. It was kind of like the version that people kind of considered to be like the definitive version. It was a CD-based version of the game, had cutscenes and things in it that the Super Nintendo version didn't have. But this one was a lot rarer, so it went for about $300. The price can vary, but that record for me has been broken because I spent $400 on this guy right here. The Mega Man 2 LCD electronic watch by Tiger Electronics. If you've ever gone looking online for the Mega Man 2 LCD watch, it's like 99% odds that you're gonna see a lot of the Mega Man 2 just standard LCD game. You're gonna see this guy right here, because this was a lot more popular. What you're not going to see much of is the LCD watch. And the reason for that is the watches just didn't do as well. This appears to have been packaged in Italy, judging by, we got Mega Man 2 video gioco, il super poliziotto dello spazio, orologio con allarme sonoro, and etc. etc. I don't speak Italian. I don't know if you noticed that. But so here's the thing: if you go online and you search for Mega Man 2 LCD electronic watch, you are going to get a picture of this watch, the one I'm currently holding right now. And you can tell because, among other things, it's beat up right here. This spot over on the right is like super cracked. It's a 35. That can't be right. Yeah, maybe like a 35-year-old watch. Maybe not quite, like 30, 32 maybe. I don't see like a copyright date anywhere on here to give us a hint. But yeah, this would have been from around 1988, 1989. So 30. Okay, that's more like 30 years then. So I'm in a predicament, right? This is a truly rare piece of video game history right here. As far as I've ever seen, this is the only one of these that's gone up. I got this on eBay. I went looking for it, honestly, only a couple weeks ago. I'd kind of just assumed that I wasn't going to run into this. Like, it was just rare enough that it wasn't going to happen. But I got very lucky, and there happened to be a listing on eBay. It turns out the guy who had this had been trying to sell it for, oh boy, I think about 6 years now. There's stuff that goes back as far as 2014 with, again, pictures of this exact package, this exact watch. So I don't know if it's changed hands multiple times. I don't know if this is the first time it's actually gotten sold, because back in 2014, I think this was going for about $1,000. Obviously not the case. I got it for $399. But yeah, so we are in a bit of a predicament. I want to play this, but it's not like I can get another one of these, especially in the packaging, right? Like, that's not gonna be a thing that's just gonna like, I can't get on Amazon and go, yo, give me a 31-year-old LCD watch game in the original packaging, please. So I don't get very sentimental over boxes and packages and things. I famously, somewhere over there, it's off screen, I have little CD, one of those little like car style travel CD cases for Wii games and I have a set of 3 of them for GameCube games. I didn't keep almost any of my disc boxes. Now I regret that. I wish I had them. They look nice on a shelf. There's a shelf that's right there off camera, and I like the way it looks with all the boxes lined up. There'd be a lot more if I kept those boxes, but I wanted to save space as a teenager. So I don't really get sentimental about this kind of stuff, but I really am at odds with this because I'm not going to get my hands on another one of these. This is it. This is the one. So that does unfortunately mean that we're going to have to do something terrible. And I'm really going to regret this. Except I don't. As of about literally 5 minutes, well, more than 5 minutes. I've been on here for almost 7 now. Literally maybe 10 minutes ago, I came to a bit of a realization, and I'm going to move this over here so I can accurately, this mic is in my way, so I can accurately display what that realization was. You ready? Notice how beaten up the characteristic piece of the packaging right here is, the one that helps you identify this one among all the rest. Well, it's a bit of a huge hole that's already in there. This is how it came. I didn't widen this at all, and it's big enough that I can just slide this bad boy out of its packaging and free it from its 30-year prison without doing any damage to the packaging. So if I so desire, I can throw it back in here when I'm done. I can throw this into a campfire. I can do either of those with it. I'm glad that I could get this out without destroying the package because, man, oh man, I was dreading the fact that in order to play this, I was going to almost certainly draw the ire of a lot of video game collectors out there, because I feel like it's one of those cardinal sins to just straight up destroy the packaging of a rare video game title. We have it out of the box, but I think we should take a quick look at it. Obviously, like with many LCD titles, I don't know how well this is going to be focused because of, how the camera is. Maybe I'll just zoom it in, but we've got a couple, presumptive things for the LCD that are printed right here. It gives you kind of a sample of what's going to be in this mic is like, there we go, better. It gives you an example of what's going to be on the screen while you're there. Pretty good artwork. I believe that is the actual normal box art from Mega Man 2. It's been sized up, obviously, and the logo's up here. But this, I believe, yeah, this looks like the American box art from Mega Man 2. On the back, we have an instruction manual, which is pretty cool. It's in Italian. We also have a couple more screens right here. We have some details about, presumably, the game. Il Super Polizio è Tornato. I don't know what that is. Is Super Poliziotto or Poliziotto? I don't know which one would be. Dello Spazio. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know any Italian whatsoever. But pretty standard packaging. Nothing to really write home about, but it is neat to have something that is almost as old as I am, still packaging-wise hanging around. As for the watch itself, yeah, this is, I mean, not to make a small deal of it, but like this is kind of what I was expecting from any sort of watch. Oh, does it say on the back? Battery SR54, copyright 1990, Tiger Electronics Incorporated, made in China. So there we go, 1990. So this is a 30-year-old $400 plastic watch made for 5-year-olds. I doubt sincerely this thing is going to fit on my wrist. You know what, actually? We have a chance here. Let me see if I can do this real quick. Yeah, we might actually be in business. I've never really... I guess it would make sense, right? Like, you wouldn't want to not let one of these things be, sized up for an adult. I am near the end of the sizing little dots there. Oh, there we go. Okay. So I will say, while the packaging is pretty fragile, the watch isn't. The watch appears to be in just pristine condition. It's really, this was probably, it's in better condition than the Mega Man X3 cartridge, which honestly, you know, this one's not in bad condition either. This is actually in pretty great condition. This is in better condition. This is basically, I should have put it on the other wrist. What was I thinking? So here we go. Oh my God. I gotta like do it like this. There we go. There it is. I put on this one because I assume it'll be easier to do this with my right hand. But yeah, so the left side we have mode set, right side we have sound set, and we have 3 buttons, which is interesting because on the original one of these, there are 2 buttons. We have attack and weapon, and you know, I was actually expecting this to be, literally the same game but in watch form, and it might be, but it has a different background. I'm gonna have to overlay some close-ups here to really, you know, doing it from all the way out here with the camera like that isn't gonna fly. But if you put the 2 of them next to each other, like they're different backgrounds. There's also some adorable tracing of the Mega Man 2 box art on this thing. I'd be surprised if this thing could turn on right now. Yeah, it doesn't. Let's see. It doesn't seem to be responding. I would be stunned if the battery inside of this, if either there's no battery inside it or the battery inside it has been dead for decades. So I'm gonna have to replace this I'm gonna have to replace the battery in here if we're actually gonna use this thing. But this is a pretty great find. I got very lucky. The worst part was I was waiting for a paycheck from work in order to buy this, because at the time I did not have $400 spare dollars. And the moment my paycheck came in, Thursday night, not this past Thursday night, but like a Thursday night. I guess by the time you guys see this, it'll be maybe 4 weeks after actually maybe 5 after I got paid. But I threw this on there because apparently like 30 or more people had it under like their watching thing, and I was so terrified that the day that I got paid someone else was going to take this. So yeah, this is I'm floored by the quality on this. The only thing I'm a little worried about is these side buttons don't have a ton of give to them. It feels like whatever pressure, you know, whether there's a spring or a rubbery thing, there's not a lot of give there, so that could be a little bit tricky. Buttons in the front, these feel great. These are perfect condition, especially considering we unboxed a Leapfrog Leapster from the 2000s, and that one had plastic falling off of it and rotting basically off of it for the first one we got. This is incredible. This is outstanding. I don't know what else to say. I wish that I knew some other things that I should really say about this. So we've got very tiny little Phillips head screws holding this in, so I think that's how we're going to be replacing that battery. So I'm going to have to do that, and I'm going to come back in just a sec, and we're going to try this thing out. We're actually going to play, from what I can tell for the very first time on YouTube, the Mega Man 2 Tiger Electronics LCD wristwatch. See you in a second. So when I recorded that, I wasn't entirely sure how I was going to separate out the gameplay and unboxing videos. So if you want to go watch the unboxing, I'll put a little link up in the top right and in the description that'll lead you over to there, but I'm not going to repeat that for you here. That said, the reason the batteries weren't working were because there weren't actually any in the wristwatch when I actually cracked it open. And doing a little bit more digging online, I found 2 interesting things. One, I found some pictures of the watch in this same state with its back open and the battery compartment exposed. And as you can see here, there's some it looks like glue. It looks like Elmer's glue. I didn't want to touch it for pretty obvious reasons, but I'm kind of intrigued by what's going on in there. I wasn't really entirely sure what the deal was. But after throwing a basic AG10 watch battery in, everything was working fantastically, as you can see in the gameplay video. The other interesting thing that I found was, with a little bit of digging, I actually did find what appears to be this watch in its casing but still intact without the hole on the side. The serial number on the bottom of the packaging matches what's on the bottom of mine. I don't know if that's an actual identifier for the specific watch or the product overall, like a SKU marker, but just based on the coloration of it, and it's also in Italian, it's probably the same watch. So what I suspect happened is the previous owner received it in probably very good condition and then cracked open the casing, opened up the back of the watch. There were no batteries in it, or maybe they took the batteries out. I really don't know. But either way, the way that you see it in this video is how I received it, and I did the very best I could to not damage the packaging in any way. I'm happy to report the watch works fantastically, minus a little bit of reduced sensitivity to all 5 of the buttons, really. And the packaging is as intact as I received it. I'm probably going to be sliding the watch back into the packaging after we're done here just to help preserve it a little bit longer. That said, hopefully you enjoyed this unboxing and the gameplay video as well. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you got something out of it. I know that I had a great time getting to look at these things, and hopefully we added something to the discourse and the preservation of these rare old video games. Feel free to include your thoughts and comments and even questions if you have any into the comments below. And like I mentioned in the gameplay video, if anyone out there has requests for photos, video, anything of this watch, I'd be happy to supply that. I don't know of anyone else who owns this watch, so I'm happy to do what I can to help everybody out. So thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video, which will be an actual hands-on controller gameplay video, I promise. I'll see you guys later. Bye.